FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and I'm here in beautiful Beaver Creek at the Precious Metals Summit. It's been quite a day. Have not stopped moving from the moment I got up, interviewing new companies, talking with other newsletter writers and company CEOs. You know, we have this sponsor that has just crushed it like you can't believe, Osino Resources. And we're really fortunate to have the CEO of the company with us. His name is Heye Daun. Heye, it's really great to have you on here. I'm also a shareholder of the company. I should disclose that in the interest of full disclosure. So Heye, welcome to the shows. Is this the most exciting time of your life?
Absolutely. Thanks, Gary. It's great to be with you. And I must say our timing is perfect because, you know, every geologist or mining engineer wants to make a discovery. And that's what we've done. So yes, very exciting.
And if this was your first discovery, it'd be pretty amazing. Most guys out there, they're just looking for one like this. This is your third already.
Yeah, I should say it's my third successful deal, but I'm a mining engineer and not a geologist, so I don't make the discoveries as such. I raise the money and I set the strategy and I push the company forward. But I have 2 brilliant geologists that made this discovery. The other 2 things you're referring to were successful deals where I sold a company to a bigger brother. So yeah, we've done that twice before and we plan to do that again.
And your early shareholders who've gotten into the act have profited handsomely by that, by your efforts, as well as many others. The project we're talking about now is in Namibia. Just briefly tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, Namibia, I guess you guys are based in the States, so let me use the Texas analogy. You can think of it just like Texas. It's a flat, sparsely populated, arid, ranching country, except that it has mining instead of oil and gas. So it's very stable, very safe. My parents are cattle ranchers there. They are of German extraction. They emigrated there in the 1960s. I was born there and grew up there and ended up in mining. But yeah, it's a great place to be.
And it's probably one of the most, if not the most stable country in Africa, and they welcome these types of projects and development.
Very much so. I mean, it's an African country. It's very stable, as you said, but it still needs economic development and jobs. And so both the population as well as the regulators, the government, they are very welcoming of mining. Namibia has a long established mining history with successful mines having been built there before. So yeah, it's a good place to operate as a mining company.
And so far you've drilled 7 holes. Results on the first 4 have come back and exceeded your expectations.
Yep, very much so. We have 2 analogies in Namibia, projects that are very similar to our project and how we want to be. One of them is Otjikoto, which we sold to B2Gold, and what we are seeing so far in this discovery stacks up very well compared to those other 2 analogies. So
you haven't gotten the results back on the remaining 3 holes. You got 4 successful drill holes. What are the odds?
The odds are very good because, this is a sedimentary belt. So there is continuity. Unlike epithermal, which is a different type of geology, these kind of sedimentary deposits tend to be very continuous. They tend to be large. They tend to be slightly lower grade, but very mineable. So the odds are very good. We are definitely going to hit more. Not every hole will hit, but we have a very active program planned between now and the end of the year, and we expect ongoing success.
Whereas many investors are turned on by high grams per ton, but they're very short, shallow intersects. This discovery, it's quite major.
Yeah, it's actually from surface, but it is major in that it has very large scale potential. It has multi-million ounce potential, which is what producers want to see. Our aim is to build something here that has the substance and the scale to be of interest to a producer. And that is what these early results have certainly shown, that's what we have. We have very significant multi-million ounce potential over here.
One of the things we always hear, you look at the people, what have they done before? You look at the team that's been built. Tell us about your team and how you work with them.
Yeah, thanks. I love that question because our team is very special. In particular, we have very complementary strengths. So my role as a CEO and founder is primarily to raise the money, to set the strategy and to push the project projects forward. I've got a very strong technical team who have a very good exploration vision and experience and have had a lot of success finding gold before. And I also have a partner based in Toronto, Alan Friedman, who has had a lot of success raising money and navigating the street, so to speak, and he helps me through this. So yeah, we have a good team and we work well together.
And that's so important. When you're choosing where to drill, a lot of thought goes into that, all the studies, and how do you finally make the decision where you drill the first hole?
It's a long process leading up to it. I mean, people think it's kind of like Easter egg hunting where you just sort of look in the best places. In some respects it is like that, but in reality it's not, because there's a very systematic lead up to before you drill, and that's what we've done. We're doing very competent, systematic, proper, best practice exploration. So it took us 2 to 3 years to build up to this point. Initially we identified a large mineralizing system, gold system, so we had to tick a lot of boxes before we eventually decided now's the right time to drill. That's what we've done now. So yes, a lot of preparation goes in before you actually drill, and that improves your targeting.
What are you most excited about this project? What is it that really has you turned on? Because you are super passionate about this. I mean, can see the excitement in your face.
Yeah, thanks, Kerry. That is true. A couple of things really turn me on. One is, the fact that we found this through cover. Most large discoveries on a global basis these days are found undercover because the stuff that's exposed has already been found. So we found this through cover and we proved our techniques and our skills and so forth. So that's exciting. The other thing that's exciting is that the scale potential of these holes. This is a real discovery. I have very deep conviction that this is ultimately going to turn into a gold mine, and having that conviction makes it easier, and so that really excites me. So I think we are onto something here.
How exactly did you wind up in mining? I know your background, your education, mining engineer, but something about it, something pulled you into it. Because with you, it's not a job, it's a calling.
Yeah, it's a calling, especially the entrepreneurial side now at the end. But you asked me how did I get into it, and it was actually by chance to some extent, because I grew up on a cattle ranch. My brother, my parents are cattle ranchers, and I had a very strict father, and the choice that I had was either I was going to be put through university on my father's tight buck, or I find a bursary from a mining company, which I did, and Rio Tinto actually sponsored my studies, and that's how I ended up in mining, and it just turned out to be a great career, and I'm very happy that I went down this path.
There's a lot of environmental issues, there's a lot of legal issues, regulatory issues that we suffer in the first world here to bring a mine to fruition. Is it easier to bring a mine to fruition in Namibia than in other jurisdictions?
It is way easier, and the key reason for that is that, well, it is not way easier everywhere, but it is way easier in Namibia. And that is in particular so because Namibia is a developing country and is hungry for investment. Now, a mining project like this, the last one that I was involved in, for example, brought $350 million worth of capital that was spent in the country on procurement of goods and services. So the financial spin-offs are massive, especially in a sparsely populated country like Namibia. The difference that it makes is tangible to every citizen. And as a result, the citizens, the regulators, everybody in these countries strongly welcomes mining. And that's why it's wonderful. Like with this discovery, I'll give you one example. The Minister of Mines of that country actually contacted me and invited me to his office to find out, what is this? Is this real? Can we expect another development? And so yes, in Europe and in other places, people generally see mining as a threat. They see it as being destructive. In Namibia, it's very different. Over there, people see it as a major opportunity.
So you're building wealth, you're creating value from the ground, and that is the traditional way that wealth got created, through extractive industries. And you're kind of carrying on a tradition that goes back thousands of years. It must be a good feeling, that you did something good for your country. You added something to it. You got to feel good about that.
For sure. I mean, part of what motivates me here is, of course, to be a successful entrepreneur and make some money and so forth. But what motivates me even more is what you've just alluded to be able to bring such value to my country. So just to give you an example, the last mine that B2 Gold built, which I was involved in, B2 Gold is really a model citizen in Namibia. They are now the biggest funder of nature conservation. They do social programs. They do so much in addition to just their business of mining gold, that it really shows you that mining and the environment can coexist.
Your third time, you're just going to keep doing this because it's a Namibia is underexplored, underdiscovered. So there must be a lot of land packages out there that you're thinking about for the future.
We could, although a lot of that we've already picked up within Osino in this company and my company. So we have about 7,000 square kilometers. We are active on parts of that, not all of it, but we could still be active on that for a number of years to come. What's beyond that, we'll see.
All right. Well, I have a feeling there's a big future for you ahead. Visionaries, people who really can look at things different than everybody else in an industry, have a way of rising to the top. We wish you the best of luck. Really appreciate you coming on here, Heye. And it's exciting to be a shareholder in this company. It's exciting to be kind of a part of it. We just want to say thanks. And OsinoResources.com, that's where you go. Talk to you again real soon.
Great. It's great working with you guys too, and thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.